Hi class, hope you're doing well. So today I'm going to present you one of the greatest martial arts and one of the most dazzling martial arts in the world. Let's go. It's one of the art that an Indian Buddhist monk invented but which was passed out and was popularized until now. Let me take you to the world of Shaolin Kung Fu. Let's go. But first, let me tell you that Kung Fu has several styles and branches just like Pak Mei, Long Ying, Hung Gar, Chow Gar, Ag Fu Mun, Tai Chi, and one of them was one that I've been doing since I was 9 years old, and which is Kung Fu, Wing Chun. Wing Chun Kung Fu is a boxing style Chinese. I'm gonna explain you how it works and how it is. It's crazy that its names sounds really complicated, but they are names that are by famous people in Chinese mostly that fought for the state over their country. We are talking that centuries ago. I was able to test several martial arts in my life, just like Kung Fu, Taekwondo, Judo, and also boxing. But for me, one of the martial arts that engraved me for the rest of my life is Kung Fu. Why? Because Kung Fu is really philosophical, and also that I love the way that the Kung Fu has a lot of stories, really great that I found that really interesting, and also because it's a complete martial art. What I am talking about complete is that it has at the same time that he has 50% of technical base, like you have 50% defense and you have 50% of attack. You're attacking and you're defending at the same time. That's great. For example, for other martial arts, you have more kicks for your feet. You kick more for your feet than your arms. You don't do so much arms. As an example of Taekwondo, you do just kicks, and instead of fight with your punches. It's a great thing on the side of Kung Fu. And also for a philosophical aspect, Shaolin Kung Fu is considered of one of the greatest martial arts in the world because it has produced the largest number of generals and masters in history. So Kung Fu has the most extensive techniques, skills, and philosophy at the same time. It enriches people's lives and leads to the spiritual fulfillment. The efficacy of this style is derived from the combination of speed and flexibility. Its techniques are based on the principle of the shortest path and in the deflection and redirection of force applied by one's opponent. The practice of the second hand can be defined as the art of feeling for the movement of one adversary. It endeavors to hone an individual's sensitivity to touch so that they may rapidly react via the shortest path. That's how it works in Kung Fu Shaolin, Wing Chun. But let me tell you more about the Wing Chun story, and it goes like this.
After the destruction of the Shaolin Temple, Grandmaster Pak Mei introduced a new and radical style of Kung Fu. His prowess and was demonstrating legendary fight against Grandmaster Jin Chan-chi, one of the 5 elders who wound up perishing in this confrontation. Subsequently, Shaolin's reputation was dealt a deep blow. For naturally, Nguyen passed the skills and techniques necessary to formulate an appropriate response. They developed a new set of techniques with the goals of creating a style that was the antithesis to Pak Mei's style. During her quest, she taught these methods to the 3 young men. Yin Wing Chun, that's her who created the Yin Wing Chun, the style of Kung Fu, Feng Wing Chun, and Mei Wing Chun, adapting her teaching specifically for each. Through the further efforts
of 2 disciples of the late Grand Master Ji Chim, Leung Bok Chao, and Hung Wei and Hung Hei Wen, sorry for that, 2 large schools sprang up.
Wing Chun School and Hung Gar School were established.
And now we move on with some pictures of my school of Kung Fu Shaolin Wing Chun. Let me show you.
The characteristics Wing Chun favors other relatively high, narrow stance with the elbows close to the body. Within the stance, arms are generally positioned across the vitals of the center line with hands in a vertical full sound, protecting hand positions. Wing Chun Quan, traditional Chinese usually called Wing Chun, is a concept-based traditional Southern Chinese Kung Fu, Wushu, in parentheses, style and form of self-defense that requires quick arm movement and strong legs to defeat opponents. Self-defense. And the performance of techniques in a relaxing manner is fundamental.
Now I'm going to talk to you of few people who are really known and who has already done martial arts and Kung Fu more especially. Kung Fu Wing Chun. As I don't know if you know, but I think you already know all that Bruce Lee has already done Wing Chun. There's also Jackie Chan. There's also Robert Downey Jr. That's the alias Iron Man. He did also martial art. He training for. Donnie Yen, he's the great martial artist, actor. Finally, there's also Ip Man. How can I forget this man? Ip Man is the greatest martial art and the greatest teacher and grandmaster for me. It's the grandmaster of Bruce Lee, for those who didn't know. So Bruce Lee, one of the greatest martial artists in the world. So Ip Man taught to Bruce Lee how boxing Chinese works. So boxing Chinese, we are talking about Wing Chun. So who is Ip Man?
Ip Man, also known as Yip Man, Chinese, October 1st, 1893 to the December 1972, was a Hong Kong martial artist and a grandmaster of the martial art Wing Chun. He had several students who later became martial arts master in their own right, the most famous among them being Bruce Lee. Wing Chun gives the strength to the arms and legs, providing a strong, flexible body. Wing Chun mainly focuses on the elbow strikes made to
Was an opponent. Yeah, that's how it works. Hope you know a lot of more information about Kung Fu martial art and about Wing Chun more especially. But now I hope you all a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, and see you later, hopefully. So to end this video, I'm gonna show you one of my favorite movies, which is called Wing Chun, Ip Man. So let's move on and let's go to the video. Bye puppy, bye.
See that? You're nothing but another little yellow chick. Come on!